Hi guys, welcome back to today's stock deep dive. And today's stock deep dive, we will talk about Campbell Company. Stock symbol is CPB. Before we get started, right, a quick financial disclaimer. This content that I created for you is all for educational purposes. This content is created for information and educational purposes. It does not constitute financial investment, legal or tax advice. It's not a recommendation. Any analysis, charts or company mentions are for learning and discussion purposes and do not represent a buy, sell or hold recommendation or any specific trading or investing instructions. No license. I'm not a MAS licensed financial advisor. You should conduct your own research and consult a licensed professional before making any investment or trading decisions. Market risk. Investing and trading involve risk. Markets can be volatile, especially in sectors affected by news, earnings, regulations, or clinical developments. Losses can occur and will occur, right? Okay. No guarantee. Past performance, historical data, technical patterns, or dividend history do not guarantee future results. Data accuracy. Information is based on publicly available sources as of 27th of February 2026. Accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. In short, you should do your own due diligence. Do not take a word that I say in this content, right? Okay. So without further ado, let's get on with Campbell Company, right? Okay. Campbell Company is a North American food giant, right? It focuses on meals, beverages, Campbell soup, Prego pasta sauce, just to name a few, and snacks, a high growth area featuring crackers and other brands as well, pretzels, all this. And you also go into premium growth, integration of raw premium pasta sauce, right? Okay. And also recent acquisition, right? Okay, of La Regina, right? Okay. Sorry if my pronunciation is not that good. All right, I try to go as fast as I can, right? And footprint, right? Okay, footprint is mainly in the North America market. Even though we do hear of Campbell soup, their canned foods in Singapore as well, right? Okay. So they do have a global exposure as well, right? But they focus more their revenue in North America as well, right? Okay. Another thing is let's talk about the numbers, right? Okay, recent financial performance compared with last year, right? So 2025 revenue approximately $10.3 billion, right? And the guidance for 2026. They reaffirm outlook to be around 10.2 to 10.4 billion. Not much changes compared with last year. And there are positive and negative, positive potential and negative risks that it is going to have, right? Okay, so we try to have a balanced view. What are the positive? The positive is that it has strong at-home eating trends, continue to support their soup and meal sales, right? Raw continues to grow at double digits, which is a good thing. And the negative risk is that the company face tariff, right? Okay, tariff headwinds estimated at 4% of product cost, right? Pretty high, right? Okay, because their margin is not that high. Also, they have materials costs as well. So and this because of this tariff, it affect their steel and aluminium, which they use for their cans, right? Okay, they do a lot of canned foods. Going ahead, right, what is their strategy, right? Okay, they have cost-cutting focus. Management increase its savings target to 375 million by 2028 to fight rising costs, right? Okay, and they have appointed a new leadership team, right, in the snack division to fix flat sales volume, right? Okay, and whether it happened or not, whether they can fix it or not is a question. Is still a question mark, right? Okay, because for so many years it has not been fixed, right? Okay, and also raising their target doesn't mean they will hit the target, right? Okay, but at least they have a plan, right? At least they have a plan to get more savings in, right? Okay, and fight rising costs, right? Okay, and I say again, whether it happened or not is another thing, but at least there is a plan in place to at least achieve that target, right, which is a good gesture, right, okay, a good move forward, right, okay, and their brand power, right, focus on leadership brands which represent 90% of total sales. So their strategy now is focused on the top 16 brands, right, okay, which represents 90% of the total sales, which in this strategy I think is pretty wise to do that, right, okay. And their capital allocation, how the company spends money, right, they have a balanced approach of paying high dividends while also buying back shares to increase shareholder value, right, okay, which is a good thing for shareholders. This is just going forward, right, ahead, what's the company strategy moving ahead, but what are the key risks to consider going ahead as well, right, okay. Tariff, right, basically tariff, heavy reliance on steel, aluminum for cans make the company sensitive to trade policies and import taxes, right, okay, especially tariff. And also consumer pullback, if shoppers switch to cheaper labels, right, okay, Campbell profits could drop, right. And margin pressure, high inflation in the ingredients and sorry, it just went out. High inflation in ingredients and labor may shrink margins, right, okay, the percentage of sales that become profit, right, okay. So final thoughts, fundamentally, right, Campbell is a defensive high dividend stock while its brands are legendary, right, okay. Investors must watch if the new slack leadership can successfully grow sales during a period of high costs and global trade tensions, right, okay. It will be a very tough thing to do for the leadership team, right, okay. Remains to be seen whether it happens or not. Of course, if it happens, it's good news for the company, right, okay. Now, this is just fundamentally, right, okay. We are going to go into the technical, but because before that, we just look at some numbers first, right? More numbers, dividend in terms of dividend, right? Okay, dividends is actually pays a high dividend, right? 5.8% is considered quite high, right? Okay, and is a very good high dividend stock to go for dividend, right? Okay, and earnings outlook, right? Okay, expected EPS, earnings per share, for 2026 is roughly $3.15 to $3.31. This is an increase from last year of 2.97 and the year before 1.9, right? Showing a possible recovery trend where earnings per share are gradually increasing, right? Okay, which is a good thing. Now, valuation. The stock trades at a P ratio of roughly 8 to 6 times or to 13.8 times, right? Okay, which is significantly lower than its 10-year average of 18.2, right? This means that it may be possibly undervalued, right? Okay, in terms of valuation, PE ratio, the lower the number makes it more worthwhile for investors to get in on the stock. It's more valuable for them, right? Okay, so when we look at numbers for PE ratio, right, the lower the number is better for the stock, for us, for investors like us or traders like us to get in, right? Okay, PE ratio high, right? Okay, it's not that worth it, right? Well, because how much times you pay to get the earnings in terms of price, right? Okay, so you want to get a low number so that you are paying a low price for the earnings, right? Okay, so let's get into the numbers here, right? Okay, the current stock price has faced pressure over the last 6 months, losing roughly 17% of its value, but is currently showing signs of stabilizing, right, near historical lows. Why I say this is because recent 52-week low, right, which established just recently, right, is at 25.62, right? Okay, the other historical low, right, other support historical low is 24.63 established in 2009 and 19.65 established in 2002. So we can see over here that the recent low established, which is also a 52-week low, is very near to a historical low since this 2009, right, which I will show you on the technical charts later on, right? Okay, I see this as a very good play, right? Trading play whereby now pricing is near major and historical support, right? And we can actually play around with this number. Any price above will be can be used as a opportunity to actually establish a trading plan with a very small risk to take, right? To go for a higher risk to reward kind of profit, right? Okay, which I will share more with you later on, right? Okay, but very importantly, what the resistance level is the recent high established, right? It did have a surge recently, all the way to 29.99, almost touched 30, but it came back down, right? Okay, which I will show you in the technical charts. So the trading scenario is very simple, right? Okay, a bull case will be a break above the recent resistance level, and it may signal a recovery for much higher prices, right? And staying above 25.62 or even 24.63 is very important for it to show is well supported, right, with buyer interest. The bad case is that if price fall below the recent low, 52-week low of $25.62, it may test the historical low established in 2009, right? Okay, which is 24.63. And if it does test that and break further, then it might even go for the other one, the other historical low, which I mentioned in my previous slide, right? Okay, so but I'm going to share that with you in my technical charts to show you a better graphic picture, right? Okay, but take note that the correlation for Campbell Soup is XLP, right? It's a exchange traded fund. Campbell Soup usually move in line with other food and household product companies, right? So you can actually take a look at SLP, right, which is a consumer staples ETF, to understand more, right? Okay, how it is going to move, right? Okay, so but very importantly, let me just quickly jump right in, right, to Campbell Soup. We can see that it is really going down for years, right? Okay, easily since 2024, right? September 2024, it has been coming down. Recent high was established over here, right? Okay, which I mentioned in my slides, right? Okay, 29.99. And recent low over here. This one is also a 52-week low. So we can actually establish a potential trade, right, based on just risk to reward, putting our stop loss slightly below here, and see whether there is buying momentum before we get in, and actually aim for a very good maybe 1:2 kind, or 1:2 risk to reward, or 1:3 risk to reward kind of profit, right? Okay, may or may not happen because it may just go all the way down to hit the break the new low, all right? Okay, but definitely we will stop loss at this, right? It offers us a small risk, right? Compared with the profit, in terms of risk to reward is well worth it, right? Okay. But having said that, will the trade work out or not remains to be seen, right? Okay. The way I see it, this is more short term, right? Okay. But long term wise, it looks really, really good, right? In terms of the 4-monthly time frame, right? Okay. Why I say this is because it is nearing a historical low, which is 24-ish, which I mentioned in my slides, and established in 2009, and also over here established in 2002, right? Okay, so you can actually rewind this video and watch my numbers there, right? Okay, I forgot the numbers. I'm not going to measure it now, but you can go and watch the rewind this video and watch, look at the numbers, right? Okay, the numbers for this in 2002 and the numbers for this in 2009, right? Okay, my point here is currently at this price is very near to historical low. So it actually this support should be a very strong support. Why? Because since 2009, it has never been broken, right? Okay, it has went up, came back down, and still went back up. This historical low has never been tested, right, or even broken for many years, right? Okay, so my take is that we could even use this as a support level to put our stop loss, right? Okay, and actually aim for a possible entry when we see buying momentum comes in, right? Okay, when I say my buying momentum comes in, you can actually use technical analysis like price action to actually look for buying interest, right? To come in, right? Okay, before you get in now, right? I'm trying to say, right? Okay, but very importantly here, we can see that a lot of times, if you look at even the four money time frame, right? Okay, it is still in an uptrend, which means that it's in an uptrend correction, right? Okay, it's in an uptrend correction. Why? Because the MA21 is still above the 100 MA and is in a uptrend correction, then go uptrend correction, go then correction, right? Okay, so this is actually in an uptrend correction, and that correction remains to be seen whether it's over or not, right? Okay, so it may not show very clearly right now, right? Okay, but if we look at the money time frame, okay, there is indication that technically it might be ready to move up soon, right? Okay, in the sense that over here we can see MACD, right? During this period of MACD, it started to move up, especially when MACD is in the red and pink zone, right? Okay, so over here is the same thing. When it's in this zone, the pricing starts moving higher. So similarly, if we haven't seen it start moving higher, right? Okay, it may be the same as the previous, it may not be, but I always like to say that a lot of times than not, right? Okay, this does move higher, right? Okay, a lot of times than not, but it may happen much later, it may happen much earlier, it may go down a bit more first or then start going higher. So it's around the corner but not there yet, right? Okay, so investors and traders got to really take a look, have confirmation of buying interest coming in, buying demand coming in, buying momentum coming in before really going into it and start buying, right? Okay, you need to exercise caution, right? Have your stop loss based on the support levels that I mentioned, right? Okay, so that you can protect yourself and trade and invest safely, right? Okay, and like I say again, this is a stock pretty low price, right? Okay, if you look at the monthly time frame again, right? Okay, or even the 4 monthly time frame, we can see that the downside risk is over here, this support, right? The upside potential can be here, all the highs here, right? Okay, so in terms of risk to reward, looking at different charts is still worth it to actually take a look at this just based on risk to reward, right? Okay, it looks really good. If the trade, there's only 2 possibilities that the trade will go, right? Either it go in your favor, start going up, or it doesn't go in your favor and start going down, right? If it start going down, you have your stop loss in place based on the support level. And since pricing right now is very near support level, the hope is that it will bounce out, right? Okay, from the support, right? Okay, which will give us a very good risk to reward kind of profit, right? Okay, because it's near support, right? And even if we go past support, we take a small loss, right? Okay, and because it's near support, if it doesn't break the support and start bouncing up, our profit will be so much better, right? Will be so much more also, right? Okay, so this is the kind of trade planning or trading plan that I have for this content, right? For this stock, and remains to be seen whether it work out. Anyway, if it doesn't work out, it's only a small loss, right? Okay, like I say, it's around the corner that based on the money time frame, right, is really around the corner that is about time, right, for it to start bouncing, right? Okay, a lot of times you can see over here, proven by the past that it bounced, right? Okay, over here it bounced, right? Okay, over here it bounced, right? Over here it bounce, right? And over here it also bounce, right? Okay, and over here it also bounce, and over here it also bounce, and over here still haven't bounced yet, right? So you do your own due diligence, right? Okay, can it be like all the previous that it start bouncing? Possible, right? And highly possible because based on past occurrences, right? Okay, but would there be an exception that in this case it just don't bounce? It's still possible. So the market, nothing is 100%, right? Okay, we just look for a high probability possible trade setup, and as a trade setup that is executable, right? Executable in terms of risk to reward as well, right? Okay, so this is why I'm sharing this stock with you. And like I say again, right? Okay, this is technical part, right? Okay, I covered the fundamental part as well, right? Okay, so my last slide will be some pre-trade consideration for you, right? Take note of earnings date, right? Watch for the next quarterly report, right? Okay, this will be the first major update on the new snack leadership, and also normally earnings do help the stock to move up or to move down depending on how the investors and traders react to the earnings, right? Okay, so take note of that, right? It's not 100% you will go up, it's not 100% you will go down also, right? Okay, so do your due diligence. And position sizing, very important. How much money you put into this trade, right? To ensure that a sudden drop, right, in the food sector or even in this stock doesn't hurt your whole account, right? Okay, and never use too much money, right? In fact, in terms of trading, I only use 1%, right? Okay, if it hit my stop loss, I only lose 1%, right? Okay, so make sure you manage your position sizing and fix that sizing as well, right? Okay, and also external factors, keep an eye on the commodity prices, right? Cost for wheat, sugar, or aluminium do affect Campbell, right? Okay, any updates on US tariff as well, all these directly or even indirectly impact Campbell's bottom line, right? Okay, so do take note of all this before and also do more due diligence work on this stock if you plan to really go into it and monitor the pricing as well, right? Okay, getting a good price is always very important also, right? Thank you so much for watching. May the profits be with you. For those of you who want to understand more about technical analysis and learn the strategy that I use to find stocks like this, and also find how do I find bullish setup or bearish setup on stocks, right? Okay, you can actually join my workshop, right? My free workshop where I share more about my strategy on how, and you can learn them through my workshop as well, right? Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you real soon.
I hope you loved the video and learned something new from it. If you want to receive more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notification. And if you want to learn more about the trade to win formula that I use in my trades, click on the link or button around this video to join my next free online workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn everything from finding the best opportunities to making consistent winning trades in the markets. I'll see you on the inside.